YouTube, good morning. You're watching the Solid Sports Gaming channel. I'm Troy West. Thank you so much for joining me once again. So glad to be back. You're watching the Solid Sports video blog. This is episode 168. This is our special relaunch, special live edition of the Solid Sports video blog. And today's date is March 5th, 2022. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. We will do our normal sports talk today, but also it's just going to be a lot of me probably rambling, thanking a lot of people. Like I said, I've been gone for a while, so we're going to do that near the end of the video. If people come in and come into the live and have some comments, I talk to you guys as well. Other than that, I'm just glad to be back. Like I said, I've been gone for over a year as far as being consistent with videos, but now I can do that again thanks to one of my residents and I was able to find some internet, because basically it was an internet problem for the most part. Now sometimes I needed to take a break here and there, the work schedule, which is still very, very hectic. Like today I used to do every Saturday. I might be able to do maybe every other Saturday. It really basically is going to depend. But probably mostly my blogs will be on Saturday. I used to do them on Fridays. I used to be off Fridays. But I pretty much work around the clock due to the job that I have. So that's still will be a little bit of a wrench in it. But I'll be able to do videos. I'll be able to do playthroughs. Like I'm doing Resident Evil 8 right now. And I'll get deeper into all the other projects I might be doing later on, maybe this year, this time. So, I'm just glad to be back, and I'm glad to come back and talk to you guys. I love coming here and getting my opinions out on the sports world. Like I said, I mainly only talk about MLB, of the NBA and the NFL. I don't touch on other sports unless something significance happen, or that I'm trying to put out something to be interested in. Other than that, I pretty much stick with those three sports. Even baseball, that was not that popular, even though they're going through the lockout. I'm about to touch on that in a few seconds. But I just thank everybody that's been supportive. My channel grew a little bit this week. I'm going to explain that as well, and I appreciate that as well. So I'm just glad to be here. But yeah, we got some topics on the docket today. As far as the MLB Lockout, we'll have some update on that. Basically, pretty much no resolution yet, but I get my thoughts on that. They already canceled the first two series of the season, so that's only a week. So I'm guessing every week maybe they will cancel a series, but we'll see how that goes. The NBA, a lot to talk about there. Was that we after the All-Star break, teams starting to really separate themselves. The teams starting to fall. We'll touch on that. We'll talk about the Lakers, even though the Lakers is a main market team, they ain't playing well, but we're going to get into that. Kevin Durant came back this week, so we got some news about that. And the Grizzlies and the Celtics, probably two hottest teams in the NBA right now. They played each other this week. I'll touch on that. I'll touch on the Grizzlies and the Celtics as well. NFL news, Deshaun Watson, he's in the news again. The Combine, of course, this week, and I'm going to touch on what I think Aaron Rodgers' situation going to go. So we're going to talk about all that today. So we had a big show today. Like I said, I've been gone for a year, so there's so much other stuff I can talk about. But now that we're going to be on more consistently, we can talk about what's going on in the latest. But I've been gone around this time. It was around this time last year, I think the beginning of the year, when my internet pretty much started getting flaky. Who won the Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers won the NFL title. All that. Just had a big show lined up. I think it happened around that time, right before the Super Bowl last year. But like I said, I'm just glad to be back on the channel on a consistent basis. Alright, so since ain't nobody in the room, let me just go ahead and start talking about the MLB Lockout. I've been trying to follow it. It's kind of hard to follow. Basically, every time I read an article, it's basically these little tweaks that the players basically want a little bit more money. That's the main thing that's going on. Something with the playoffs. They would expand it to 8, I think, in each league. I think that's a little bit of an issue. But what I've been hearing though, like what the experts are saying is, and see, like I said, I've been a baseball fan. I probably gonna say it like twice, 3 years. I got my Atlanta Braves hat on. I've been an Atlanta Braves fan since I was a little boy in the '90s. But I always used to hear, back then, and I guess I just assumed it was still the case, that basically the players had a stronghold on the owners. Now they said that it's flipped to the other side. So now the owners have been draining the players slowly but surely over the years, since the lockout in '94. If anybody old enough to remember that. But ever since then, that lockout, even though the players, pretty much won, in most people's opinion, but after that lockout, the owners, with the other CBAs, had gotten pretty much what they wanted. So the players are not pretty much in control anymore. Two issues I heard some experts say, which is, I think just baseball's problem overall, why they probably don't have a lot of fans and why they don't gain no new fans. And that's probably on both sides here, this one. They don't market the MLB well, and they don't, and you don't see too many commercials, you don't see players probably still got endorsements, but you don't see too many baseball players in commercials. You don't recognize, I think a baseball player could probably walk just like a normal person around the street, unless you're really a local, or you're a big fan of theirs. I think you could get away by walking pretty much anywhere in the world. Everybody can recognize. If you go overseas, I don't think people will really know you, or even here. If you're not, a local player, like say Mike Trout. I'm just using Mike Trout as an example because he's predominantly the best player in the league. Now, probably in Anaheim or California, wherever they from, he probably can't. Everybody would probably come up to him. But I think if he came here, I live in Baltimore. If he came here, I think some people will recognize him if you're a baseball fan, but some people wouldn't. He's not. They don't market themselves well. The players don't either. So I think that's a big issue. That's a deeper issue, but that's why baseball is struggling overall anyway. That's one, and then just the game itself. A lot of people say the game too slow. Now me, I don't think, now me personally, but I would accept the change if it grows the game, is to change some rules of the game, make the game faster. But that's what they try to do. They try to limit the malvisits and all that type of stuff. Now me, I don't mind it. I like the strategy of baseball. The baseball overall is just a harder sport to play. But I like the strategy, like when you put in a left-hander for a right-hander, just the things of that nature. I like all that, the strategy part of it. The manager, maybe leaving a reliever in too long, or leaving a starter in too long, and they explode or give up runs. It's a big strategy to it. So I like that part of baseball. I like the game. I don't think they need to change the game. I don't, but if you want to reach probably a younger demographic, I think you need to open up. Now, this is what I do with the change, like more celebrations. Baseball players have this old code, like basically you can't celebrate or you can't rub it in. If I hit a home run or if I strike you out, it's a problem that I might get up there and get hit with a ball. I think that needs to stop. In sports period, I'm the type, if I'm beating you, you got to find a way to stop it. Simple as that. If I hit a home run, I feel like I should be able to do what I want. Next time, strike me out. I'm on that side of the fence. But I think most baseball players and most, maybe older fans are not. They're used to the old school type of the game. So if baseball do that, they make all these changes, maybe they'll start reaching a bigger fan base. But right now, like I said, I only know like one or two people I know that watch baseball. So I mean, that's a problem, and then I'm just going to use race in this situation, like black. Definitely not no black people. Black people is definitely out on baseball. And then we don't have a lot of black players either. So baseball got a lot of problems. And then with the steroid scandal, basically they sold in the 90s. I think that's still hurting them today as well. So, but as a fan, I just hope they get this resolved. They have been talking. That's a good thing. At least they talking. At least they coming to the table every day, having long meetings. So maybe they starting to break down. But we're already going to miss at least a week of the season. I'm guessing just how Monday was a deadline, was a hard deadline. Actually, they extended it, I think, to Tuesday, I believe, to get a deal done. But I guess every week, if they don't have a deal, they probably have to keep pushing it a week by week by week until, you know. But so opening day has already been canceled. Well, yeah, I mean, but whatever, if the season does happen, whatever day that is, that's gonna be opening day, right? So, but like I said, that's another thing. You try to, just that wordplay right there, the perfect example. Opening day. Opening day is whatever the first day of the season is. No matter if it's April, May, or whatever. Like, you know, stop trying to hold on to old things. That's what baseball problem is. That's why you're not getting no new fans. That's why it's old fans like me. I'm 40 years old. But it's no fans probably in their 20s or younger. You can have kids. You know, but kids, you know, I'm not saying kids like anything, but you know, you got some kid fans, but they're not the ones putting the money in. I'm not saying that's not important. You know, it's good to have any type of fans. But once the kids grow up, at least in this generation after me, it's like they detach themselves from baseball. And then, you know, with our community, you know, being black, I think we don't go to too many games either. Like, so, and then it's harder to, like I said, it's harder to play baseball. I used to play baseball when I was young, but it's really hard. There's no way to play a baseball. Like, you have to really go out somewhere to find a baseball field or a space to play baseball. But as a fan, like I said, I did a short on it. As a fan, I just want them to get this resolved, at least to save the All-Star game. At least I wouldn't mind if the season started in like May or something like that. I don't think it'd be a disaster. But like once you start getting into the June, then you know, then it's an issue. But they have plenty of time, so I'm just gonna have hope that they get something done. Like I said, the money thing, like I've talked to some people that have an issue with how much money they make and all that. I mean, you know, it's just the way it is. I don't count nobody's pockets. But you know, you can say that about every sport. So that's why I think that's irrelevant to this situation. But that's it for that. Like I said, I'm an Atlanta Braves fan, just coming off a World Series. I wanted to do, like I said, I wish I was on there. I would have did a big video about it, celebrating. I'm a huge Braves fan, pretty much the first team I ever started to root for. So I was so happy when they won the World Series. Beating the Houston Astros, which wasn't easy as well. So congratulations to my Braves officially now that I'm back on. So, but hopefully they get something done. I'm hoping, man, as a fan. So we'll see. Alright, let's move on to the NBA. Some people have been popping in and out. You know, like I said, if somebody comment or say anything, I would reach out to them and answer their question, or if they got a comment or whatever. So, like I said, the NBA, like I said, I did write notes because my last couple of lives, I ain't write no notes. I took time to write a little bit of notes here. Like I said, it's after the All-Star break, so this is the time teams start to push. Like I said, 2 teams I've been noticing, really 3, because I just the Philadelphia 76ers, I didn't write over here, but they've been playing very, very well since the Harden. I guess he's slick. I mean, he got what he wanted. Now he's playing hard. Look like he's back in shape. Him and Embiid. I watched him last Sunday. The pick and roll is a killer move for them. Harden looked like the whole arm. He's basically running the point. Tyrese Maxey as well. He's that kid. Just going to continue to improve it. Embiid is Embiid. I still have Embiid as the MVP the way he's playing right now. Even those others that's starting to come up, like John Morant for the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are playing wonderful basketball. I did a short on him this week, well, on the Grizzlies period, but mainly him, the 52-point game he had this week. That video got a lot of views. That short 1-minute video got a lot of views, so thanks. I think it was the Grizzlies, and maybe just the people that I might be somewhat associated with, but not really, just a fan of theirs. And maybe they checked out my channel and sort of like shared it or something. But they got a lot of views, the normal that I normally get. I usually get a minimum, probably my average videos be like 5 views. You know, like I said, I'm a small timer, so probably just the people that I know probably watch. But yeah, that video did very, very well, so appreciate that no matter how way it happened. I'm glad that it happened, and appreciate anybody that supported me on that. But to get back to the topic, the Grizzlies, like basically in the short, I said my opinion was I think they can come out the Western Conference. I still think they can. Like I said, Phoenix without Chris Paul, they've been still playing pretty well, staying above water. They had a big win last night against the Knicks. The game shot, the shot made by Cam Johnson at the buzzer beat the Knicks last night. So that was huge. So we'll see how that goes. How the Phoenix Suns go. I think they're gonna probably hover around water, so they might still. They up 7 games, and I forgot it's like 20-some games left. So that's gonna be hard for Memphis to catch them. But they right there with Golden State, and the Warriors having their issues without Draymond. I think Draymond is the glue to the Warriors. So I think if he don't come back, I don't think the Warriors is the same. I mean, they're still a good team, but I think Klay still get his feet under him. Steph Curry, he's good, but he's streaky. Sometimes he have a couple of games where the shot ain't on. So if that's all those things, the combination of those things make the Warriors a little bit undermanned there, or not the same team. So I think with that, I think the Grizzlies can get that second seed. I think the Warriors get a little farther more than third. I think it's pretty much those 3 teams in the West and everybody else. We're going to talk about the Lakers in a second too, but out West is Utah. Just don't believe in them to the playoffs. We'll see what they do in the playoffs. Donovan Mitchell, to me, they got too much responsibility. Now, the 2 wild cards, to me, that maybe can make some noise is the Dallas Mavericks and the Denver Nuggets. Denver, because I don't know when Jamal Murray going to come back, but if he comes back, Jokic was the MVP last year. He's doing this thing. You see what DeMarcus Cousins did that night. That was another shock that shook the league up last night. DeMarcus Cousins put 34 points, but he always been talented. He just, I don't know. I think he just misunderstood. I think they will call him a high head. I think that's unfair to call him a high head. I mean, he was known to get a lot of technical fouls, getting a lot of arguments and stuff like that. But I think, honestly, I kind of like that because I think he really cares and want to win. And I think he sort of got, once he left Sacramento, I think he's sort of, I don't want to say blackballed, but I think people had that perception of what because matter of fact, he went to New Orleans with Anthony Davis, and then that didn't work out. I think that's what people sort of, not blamed him, but I think it gave him really a stain on his career. Now he became pretty much a journeyman. Then he had the injuries, his Achilles injury, the knee. So I think all that combined. But this kid, I mean, this guy, I call him a kid, this guy can play, man. He's got talent. But Denver, like I said, Denver's a wild card. If all them things have, then he'll come off the bench, or he just play him and Jokic at the same time. But Jokic, the Joker, he could run the point himself, so he don't need to be inside necessarily all the time. So I think that can work. And then DeMarcus Cousins can roll to the basket and shoot from the outside as well. So Denver's dangerous. Michael Porter Jr. I think he might be out for the season. I'm not sure about that, but get him back. I think he have it, little nicks and injuries. Before he reaches the potential, that's going to have to improve. And Dallas, I like them because of Luka Doncic. I think Luka to me is the real deal. I think he could carry Dallas. They got rid of Kristaps Porzingis, but the pieces around Luka maybe could do it. I think he's capable, especially in scoring well all around. He could carry Dallas a little bit further than maybe you think. And so those are the 2 teams I think, other than Memphis, Phoenix, and the Warriors, that could do something. I think everybody else is pretty much you pretty much know what they're gonna do. Like I said, I've said Utah. We're gonna talk about the Lakers. I think the Lakers are pretty much, as far as winning the championship, I just don't think it's gonna happen this year. Other teams in the West, I think that's pretty much it. I think everybody else just in purgatory to be out in the Western Conference. So since we broke down the West, let's break down the East a little bit. Like I said, Kevin Durant is back, but I did bring up the Boston Celtics. The Celtics been playing very, very well. They've been on a tear. They up there at the top of the East too. So you got Miami on top though. The Heat, like the thing with the Heat is for me, it's like they still missing something. Like when watching sports and just the team is good. They're a good team, and Miami is a good team and a good organization. But it's like they missing something. Now, in my opinion, like somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. Cause I think Jimmy Butler is sort of that guy, the guy you go to, like in the playoff series, you need a bucket. I think he's the guy. So I think he's the most, he's the one that's not afraid. I think he can do it, but I don't think he can do it consistently. Like, that's the thing. And then all the pieces around him is pretty good. Kyle Lowry. Like I said, I think that was a big club, but he's hurt right now. So, but the Heat is a good team. We'll see if they hold on to that one spot. I don't really think, on both sides, even in the West either, like that one seed gonna matter. I think Phoenix can be beat by Memphis or Golden State or one of the other, Dallas or somebody, So I think having home court it matters, but I don't think that's a shoe-in to make it, especially in the East this year. Because Miami bound up being the one. I think really pretty much in both conferences, it's going to be depending on the matchups. Who gets to play who at what time is probably going to determine it. Honestly. But Philly's coming, Boston coming, they coming up there. Milwaukee is fine. A lot of people saying Milwaukee, they ain't the same team from last year. They had injuries as well. But I think, honestly, I think they sort of coasting. They're not going to, they probably just want to get in a good position, get healthy, and then they go make their records. Giannis is the truth. He's having another monster year as well. He could be considered as the MVP as well. Him, John Morant, and probably, not probably, Embiid to be as the leader, but those two is probably, like, they probably be the top three, the finalists, I guess, if you had the finalists today. So, so we'll see, but it's going to be wild though. The East this year is not, no fluky team. Now, two teams a lot of people don't believe in the East is Chicago. Even though DeMar DeRozan, he also should be considered as MVP. He had a monster year. And the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think the Cleveland Cavaliers, just to touch on them real quick, I think they're just too young. But give credit to the owner, Gilbert. He got to be doing something right. That organization pretty much, this is the best season clearly since LeBron's been in the league that they had if he wasn't there. So you gotta give them credit. But I think whatever they build it on, just keep building on it. They could be maybe a contender next year, but I just think this year the experience is gonna get them. Chicago a little bit the same, even though DeRozan got a lot of playoff experience, there's not a lot of good ones, but he does have playoff experience. So I think that will help the younger guys. Zach LaVine that never been in the playoffs, Lonzo Ball. Caruso has won the title, so but the core, they ain't never really been in the playoffs, so the Rosen could probably help them with that. But like I said, it's going to become other matchups. So other than those two teams, we got Philadelphia, like I said, it's climbing the charts. James Harden, that trade has been huge. Let's talk about the Brooklyn Nets, because Kevin Durant came back and they played the Miami Heat, which was the one seed. They lost, but he looked like his normal self. But he's just so pure of a scorer of basketball. I think he can. Of course he go to practice, but I think he don't have to practice. I think he just get up, go and score 30 anytime he wants. He's just that pure of a scorer, that pure of a talent. But he needs help. Ben Simmons got to get back on the court. Simple as that. He got to get back on the court. Still delayed on him coming back. I heard Joe Harris is out for the season. He's having a season in the surgery, so he's out. Kyrie, the situation where now the mandate ain't gonna be lifted. There was rumbles about it, but now the mayor of New York came out and said he's not gonna change the mandate. So Kyrie only will be playing road games. But if they had Kyrie, I think the Nets will still be title contender, and I still think they can do it. They're too talented, so they might can still come out the East, but it's going to be rough. It's definitely rougher this season with all the teams, the young teams and the veteran teams rising. So it's going to be a tough road regardless, even if they had everybody. But Ben Simmons to me is the wild card. And with his situation, I think I touched on it. I don't know what's going on. Like I said, I don't like the especially with somebody going through any type of mental health, because I went through it. I don't like to just assume things. call a man weak and all this stuff. That's what people are doing in the media and all that. So I'm not gonna go there. But the clear thing is, I mean, he ain't gonna know until you get back out there and play. Like, he just gonna have to do it. Like, play your game. Like, your game made it, you know, you can still look at what you did all the years you was in the league. Peridio, our first team defense. Yeah, you're not a scorer, but he can finish around the back. He's still 6'10". But like I said, that's why this trade I think is good for him as far as basketball wise, because he's not going to have to score. Like Durant and Kyrie are going to do the scoring. Steph Curry, like I said, Seth Curry, I should say. That's a huge, like I said, that was a huge pickup in the trade. You could just facilitate. If they give you the lane, take the lane and take it to the basket. Simple as that. You know, just approve on your free throw shoots. That's not saying don't approve, like don't try to get a jump shot. Because if he does, he'd be an elite player. It's that simple, because he can finish around the basket. He just, you know, now that it seems like it's in his head about his shooting. So, I think he would fit in well with this team. So if he comes back and plays at least like the old way he used to play, like don't forget it. Like basically, you got to try to block out the noise, and I know that's hard to do, but he got to block out the noise and just go out there and play. I think if he does, the Nets will be a wild card. Because right now they're in the play-in area, so they can rise up. But even if they get that play-in, and whoever their first round opponent is, you ain't gonna want to see the Nets, Miami, if it's them, Philly or anybody. You're not gonna want to see the Brooklyn Nets and deal with Kevin Durant for 7 games. So they're gonna have a shot while they in it. But Ben Simmons though can pretty much make it improve them chances if we get out on that court. So let's talk about the Lakers, because you know I wrote them down. They've been talked about all week. They had a couple of bad games, blowout games this week. And shout out to Kwame Brown. You know, I'm gonna talk about Kwame Brown. I'm a fan of his. I'm also a member of his channel. He did a live, I think, or a late video late at night, but I think I got up in the morning and saw it, and I wrote in the comments. Well, I believe basically everything he was saying about the Lakers, the big men, like that's why I thought they was gonna come. I basically wrote in his channel on this page that, you know, I admit I had the Lakers go to the finals. But right now I can't rock with the Lakers, man. I do think they pretty much done. Done is win the championship. I think it will still make the playoffs because, like I said, the bottom of the West is sort of, you know, is already separated. You see what the Clippers done. You know, the Clippers are another dangerous team. They gave Kawhi decides to come back. Paul George is hurt too, but they still got to go here. Reggie Jackson is the truth. Just to throw that out there, Reggie Jackson, man, if he gets this opportunity, which he's getting now, and imagine, you know, in Detroit, I just think he didn't get along with. I think he was there with Stan Van Gundy was there, but in Oklahoma City, I don't know what was the. Well, I think him and Westbrook clashed because I think he wanted time. But look what he done. Look what he's doing. So I think it was personal to him to go at Westbrook because I think he remembered that, you know, because he had to come off the bench. He was a keeper. Oklahoma City sort of reminded me of the Miami Marlins, and I try to explain that because the Miami Marlins is a baseball team, but they basically I've been playing the old MLB The Show 17. And I look at that team, everybody that Miami Marlins had on that team, gone. Giancarlo Stanton gone, Miguel Ozuna gone. Christian Yelich MVP gone. They just had a lot of good people. D. Gordon, I think, is gone. Like that was a good baseball team. They couldn't hold them together. I think Oklahoma City sort of suffered through that. Durant left. Well, Durant wanted to leave, but still, he's gone. You know, they traded Harden early in his career. Serge Ibaka. They had a lot of great players come through there. Reggie Jackson was there. So. I mean, I guess that's the thing with being in a small market that can hurt you. But to stay on the Lakers, though, basically I brought up Kwame because, like, everything he was saying, I pretty much agree with. Like, the big man is still a huge part of the basketball game. Not like it used to be back in the day, but the big man still is a huge part of basketball. Getting rebounds, blocking shots, playing defense. Not much of scoring anymore, other than Embiid and maybe Jokic. You know, it's not a lot of, you know, scoring centers really in the NBA anymore. But I think Kwame being a player, I think he was saying, you know, get the big men involved. You know, maybe early in the game. You know, and then they play harder on defense because you don't want to just feel like you just out there just running back up and down the court, never touching the ball. I kind of understand that. So that was a good analogy that he had. But mine as well to go along with that is that's why I thought they would get the final. Not necessarily because they traded for Westbrook, even though I thought Westbrook would be playing a lot better this year. He needed to be responsible. He needed to play a little bit better. But because like I said, I believe in Dwight Howard. I think that Dwight Howard still can give them something. All the big nigga DeAndre Jordan's there now. So get those guys involved, and then they'll play harder on defense. Because that's the problem. They can't stop nobody on defense. LeBron's scoring the basketball pretty well this year. Anthony Davis been out. That's a huge thing as well. But I still think without him, they still should be top 6, at least top 6, top 5 at least, with the talent they have on that team. They got good players, but it's just not meshing together. So unfortunately, like I said, I don't think the Lakers will come out the West. I haven't really made my mind up who I think so, but once the playoffs roll around, I make that decision. I guess if I had to choose right now, I would still go with Phoenix. Because I think, like I said, I think them losing Chris Paul, I think Laws, they still stay afloat. Because the guys will be learning. So when Chris Paul come back, I think that would be more of a boost. I think the guys getting experience going to help them more than hurt them. So I think that's why Phoenix will still be a dangerous team. Like I said, Memphis and the Warriors, if they get Draymond Green. If no Draymond Green, then I'm out on the Warriors as well. I think he's the glue to that team. If he's not there, I don't think they're going to go far either. But like I said, I think it's a deeper problem with the Lakers anyway. I think it's internal. Just from the outside looking in, just like something deeper is wrong. They started to hear all these rumors like you got Genie busting the news and all this other nonsense. Just think they're in disarray right now as a franchise and as a team. So but them, like I said, but the West being is bad. I think they still will make at least the top 10, top 9, getting that play in. Had to play themselves in the main playoffs, but I think they can do that. But I think after that, I don't see them beating the Phoenix or a Memphis or Golden State even without Draymond. I don't see them beating the Warriors either. So and that's one of those teams you're gonna get, you know. So I think the Lakers are done as far as the championship. I think they still gonna make the playoffs, or at least the play-in part of the playoffs. Alright, so that's it with the NBA. We've been on a half hour, so I'm rolling right along. Normally I don't do lives, like, you know, because just because, you know, they didn't think it happened. Like right now, you know, somebody can knock on my door or something like that. So I try not to do too many lives. Speaking of that, I'm about to lock my door. My door is open, but like I said, we're gonna talk about the NFL now. It's the Combine. Got just some news coming out this week for the NFL. Congratulations to the LA Rams this year. They won the Super Bowl 56 a couple weeks ago. I didn't get a chance to really talk about that. I made my prediction. Pretty much, like I said, it happened the way I thought it was going to happen. Just a different score, but the Cincinnati offensive line just failed at the wrong times. And that's what was the difference of the game. But some news, 2 big news items I saw for the NFL this week that piqued my interest. The Deshaun Watson situation, his name starting to come up now in trade rumors and things like that. And, you know, he's still going through his legal troubles with the masseuses or whatever, you know, the lawsuit they all got against him. But the Dolphins came out and said they out. They're not going to even try to trade for him. So to me, maybe they believe in Tua Tagovailoa. I don't know, but you know, I still think Robert Flores should be the coach. And that's another situation that died down. He actually got hired by the Pittsburgh Steelers on the staff, so he's with Mike Tomlin, which makes sense, you know. But he got a lawsuit, so I wonder if that lawsuit is going to stand. But to stick with the Deshaun Watson situation, I'm still on a wait and see basis. Like it didn't look good when all the evidence came out, so we'll see if that continues or not. But for the Dolphins to say they ain't gonna touch him, I think it's because of these legal issues. They said they want a clear indication of what's gonna happen with him. which you still don't know yet. But to give them credit, you know, I think it's more that they believe it. They will give Tua a fair shot. So we'll see. They just hired a new coach. I don't know the coach's name off the top of my head. I apologize for that. But, Dolphins, you know, they made a run in the season. I thought Brian Flores was gonna get another shot, and they let him go. And then he came out with this lawsuit, basically saying they wanted him to lose instead of win. They almost made the playoffs though. I think, you know, but just to keep it on the field with Deshaun Watson, I think he would fit anywhere because he's that talented. There's been rumors that the Eagles was interested. Minnesota Vikings, I think that would be a big that'd put them over the top. They could challenge Green Bay for that division if he goes there. With the talent around him, the Jefferson and Thielen, and then him just basically being less of a turnover. But really, because that's Kirk Cousins, that's be the problem. He turns it over at the wrong time. So he had a good year last year, even with turnovers. But you know, when it was time to make a play, but he just couldn't make it. So I guess they started to look elsewhere. I think Denver always going to be a rumor. That's a rumor for they looking for a quarterback as well. So yeah, because I don't think he's definitely not staying in Houston. I think I already said that a long time ago. He's not staying in Houston. So I keep an eye out on that. Maybe that'll start developing now that the combine is going on. The draft is right around the corner, so we're going to start hearing a bunch of rumors. I think the league season starts in maybe a week or two, when free agents can start signing and stuff like that. So we'll see how everything flows out with him. But I just hope, like I said, I just felt sad when this story first came out because he's so young and has so much in front of him. So I hope these allegations, I hope they false for the simple fact I don't want him to basically lose his career. But if he is guilty of these things, then you gotta eat it, you know, basically. So hopefully that's not the case. I did mention the combine. I haven't really followed it this year, which I never really followed the combine unless it's a player that I'm really a rookie that I'm really interested in, or a young player coming out. So I ain't really watched the combine this year. But I just been seeing little highlights here and there. It's fun to watch, you know. I miss football already, so I can't wait till the UFL starts. But Aaron Rodgers situation, I wanted to touch on that as well. He, I don't know, like sometimes he do act like a little diva. Like right now, I think he sort of just used a wordplay saying he might retire, and I think he did something on social media, basically saying bye to the Packers fans and all this other nonsense he's doing. Sort of remind you of somebody, right? Brett Favre. And Brett Favre was one of my favorite quarterbacks, but yeah, he played with that string a lot during his career. Said he was going to retire, said he wasn't going to retire, comes back at the last second and play. And then they drafted Aaron. He was on the bench, so he saw it himself. So basically, history repeats itself sometimes. But the rumor about him has been, I seen San Francisco. I forgot about San Francisco as well. Because Jimmy G is on the market, I guess. So that's a destination. Denver's come out a lot for Aaron Rodgers as well. I'm surprised the Saints names ain't come up so much either, but that's a place that might want to be interested in a quarterback as well. But with Sean Payton walking away, I think that's more of a players though, you know. But they were saying, I see the rumor about them maybe New Orleans maybe trading Alvin Kamara, so that's, you know, something to look out for as well. But overall, you know, I like Aaron Rodgers. I defend him because there's some people that say he ain't that good because of his accomplishments, which you can't really argue that, really, because see, like in the playoffs, it's just something just happens and he just can't get it done, especially in the NFC Championship games that he's been in. And this year, I was surprised that San Francisco was able to do what they did, you know, even though San Francisco got a pretty good football team anyway, but they pretty much neutralized Aaron Rodgers, especially in the second half. So that's something you can't really argue too much. But just looking at him, you know, watching football so long, you know, everybody say he's the most talented you ever seen, which might be true, but if you put in the elite category, to really be putting it, you gotta win Super Bowls. He got one, but for his talent, one maybe not be enough for him. So that's the people opinion on Aaron Rodgers. Alright, so that's my show for the week, y'all. I'm almost done. 40 minutes in, so that's not too bad of a time. And another reason why, you know, with the lives, we got unlimited time, but when I record a video, I only got an hour. So we only been on 40 minutes, so but I'm gonna wrap it up. Ain't nobody in the chat room or nothing, so no point in me just dragging this out. I got all my opinions out that I think. But my last thoughts, really, I always have write some little last thoughts on my sheet. Shout outs, because like I said, I'm back. I'm so glad to be back. The channel is relaunched. I will be doing try to do one blog a week. I do little shorts that you've seen. I do them throughout the week here and there. Right now I'm doing Resident Evil 8, or Resident Evil Village, which is Resident Evil 8, you know. And I might do one today. I'm gonna take a nap first. I'm tired, man. I've been up since 2 this morning, so I'm pretty much running on fumes right now. So I'm definitely gonna take a nap. But then if I get up before it's time for me to go back to work, I definitely record another video on that. But as far as for the rest, you know, other than that project, I got some projects I didn't finish. I think I'm gonna have to go look through my channel and get the game back and try to finish it off. So any of those are capable of coming back. As far as any new games, it's not a lot of new games I'm really interested in, to be honest with you. But anybody got any suggestions, just maybe I'll look into the game and get it, and then, you know, I definitely post videos on the channel. Other than that, man, like I said, shout out to my brother Darwan. Shout out to my resident Warren Whitley. He was a big part of me relaunching because the research he did on the internet, so we have some reasonable internet, and it works pretty well. I had no glitches in the video yet. So I definitely have to shout him out. I gotta give him my channel information so he can watch sometimes. My man Derek Ballard, I know he'll probably be commenting soon. He always been keeping up with me. A friend of mine I used to work with years ago. I haven't seen him in a while, but we've been friends for years. He's been supportive for the channel always. All my new subscribers don't know who you are. I've been trying to look up that list and get it, but I appreciate you guys. My channel grew up a little bit this week since I've been back. And like I said, shout out to, like I said, I brought up Kwame Brown earlier. Big Fat is, like I said, I'm a member of this channel. So shout out to him as well, because I think some of the people in there, we got some good people in there. Kwame Brown Bust Life, so go follow him if you just want to hear some raw truth. Especially him speaking for the black community. He's somebody I could listen to. I was just like any other fan. I probably, well, I knew him as a player. Well, I remember him as a player, as a fan. You know, they were dragging his name through the bus, hey, he's a bus and all that. And like I said, something I never agreed with. Because you know, I ain't never played the league, so I mean, it's just there's so much I can say about that. I never really thought he was a bust. I didn't know he lasted 12 years, so I didn't learn this stuff until after he came. Excuse me, back on the scene about his career. I do remember with a few other teams other than the Wizards, but basically I've been listening to him for months, you know, almost a year now, and he speaks the truth. So if you would have. Definitely should check him out. All the moderators in there, all the people in there is good people. I just started commenting lately. That's probably why I thought maybe my channel would grow, because I thought some people would probably see my comments, check my channel out, and subscribe and stuff like that. But he definitely, Mr. Skinny TV, I watch him every night too. He be on that night tripping. He going through some stuff right now if you follow him. But I just want to shout out that whole crew. And thanks, you know, because I think that's why my channel grew a little bit. Blue Television Games, I just subscribed to. He's another gamer. He do a lot of Mario retro games and Mario hacks and stuff like that. He's a good channel. I like him because he sees pure. I like how he presents his channel. So I subscribe to him. I subscribe to a lot of guys, a lot of people. DGR. I subscribe to a lot of fashion, like so many fashion videos with the women. I ain't gonna lie. But if any of these people is the reason why my channel has grown, then I thank everybody. Like I said, feel free to comment on my channel. Comment. Like I said, I probably have to put my email in the chat. Usually I email some people, but or maybe we'll put my email in the description or something, so y'all can reach out to me that way. And I just thank you guys, man. It's so good to be back. Hopefully I can do this every week, at least once a week. But like I said, next Saturday I gotta work, so I might catch you one on Saturday, and I ain't gonna be off during the week to do one. But I do the little shorts or something significant in sports or in video games. I would do it, you know. But yeah, so right now, like I said, Resident Evil Village is the game I'll be playing. So follow me on that. For all the rest of I'm a retro gamer as well. So. You see Mega Man at the top of the screen there. There's a couple of Mega Man videos on there basically from 1 through 8, excuse me, and then the Mega Man X series 1 through 6. So check that out. I got a lot of content. Just come to my channel and just see. Hopefully we'll keep growing and building every day. As far as like things, you know, like I said, there was 2 reasons why I wasn't on for the year. First of all, like I said, the internet went down. I couldn't get it back, so that was the reason. And then just, you know, me working all the time. Like I said, I'm still going to, you know, the channel's active, but I'm still going to be probably here and there, especially with the blogs, depending on how things go here and there. So I'm hoping I can do at least 1 a week, but if not, definitely 2. Or I do a little short video I can do real quick while I'm working or something. But I thank you guys for the support. I really appreciate it so much. Like I said, I'm here more of a hobby. Like I said, also my other channel, Open Book with Troy West, that's also me. That channel was more of a journal when I was going through my depression and stuff. Like that's the channel that I really had active, like far as me subscribe to a lot of people. So now I might be subscribed to you on both of those channels as well. But that channel was more, like I said, me doing a journal. I might still do it, because sometimes I still do stuff with depression sometimes. But I work so much that I don't have time to really think about it. So, but I thank people that just support me, period. It don't have to be through the channel. There's people that I know in real life as well. In this YouTube community, as I've seen through watching Kwame and what he go through, like his streets is mean, man. Like they're country. Like I've seen it myself. And I'm a small street, I only got 63 subscribers as of right now. And it's been people who be trying to cut me down. I mean, or don't want to support, or they want your support, but don't support you. And I started to see all this stuff through Kwame and Mr. Skinny as well. Like I said, Mr. Skinny I follow a lot too. And just what people be trying to do, just to cut you down, to make themselves go up. But you don't have to do that. Just be yourself, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm never gonna go that far and try to cut nobody else's channel down, or talk negative about somebody else's channel. I'm not gonna do it to grow this channel. The channel gonna grow. It's gonna grow naturally. It's gonna grow because people like what they see or come here with some positivity. I ain't doing all that crap, so that's not gonna happen with me. But I'm grateful just to be back on. Hopefully, like I said, we have a great year. We got some plans I'll probably reveal as I do more videos. My next one definitely ain't gonna be a little live. I'll probably just record. I had plenty of time left over in this video. Really only times I'd probably be going over the time with the NFL season, because I break down almost every game really. The NBA, you know, I just talk here and there, MLB as well, but the football, I pretty much sometimes during the season, the whole video be on football. Then I used to do the Thursday night specials, which I still might do this year, if, you know, God willing, I guess. If I'm still on, or if I'm not, you know, but at least I'm not gonna do the shorts, so that's cool. Oh man, so about 50 minutes in. Like I said, nobody's in the chat, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. Take me a nice quick nap. If I get up in time, I will record a Resident Evil Village video. I think this would be video 5. I think I did 4 videos already, but I'm gonna play the whole game through. I played Resident Evil 7, go back and watch that. I need to, because like I said, it's starting to fade away. I don't remember that game anymore. I want to play it again. I might just download it and buy it and play it over again myself in my free time. But thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for all the support. I guess people can maybe watch the playback later. I'll show you what I said. Thank you for all the support. I'll see you guys at least in the week or throughout the week. I'll do some shorts and I'll do the Resident Evil Village. And I'm trying to come up with some other projects. Just haven't decided yet. Matter of fact, I got one. I gotta finish my Sonic project. Sonic Mania project with the character Ray. So that's something I can do. So it's stuff I'm gonna put together and bring it to the channel. But thank you so much. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend. Y'all be safe. Thank you so much. Shout out to everybody. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching.